In 1897, a British writer imagined the end of humanity, not by war, not by plague, but by something we never saw coming, something watching us from across the void of space, the way a scientist watches bacteria under a microscope. This is the story of the War of the Worlds and why, over a century later, it still terrifies us. The story begins quietly. Astronomers on Earth notice strange flashes of light on the surface of Mars. Explosions, they think, nothing more than. One night, a strange cylinder falls from the sky and lands near Woking, England. Crowds gather, curious, thinking it's a meteorite. They have no idea they're standing next to a coffin built for their entire species. The cylinder unscrews, and what climbs out is not human. It's not even close. The creatures are described as almost too horrible to look at. Large, oily, brown bodies, tentacles instead of limbs, eyes like dark, gleaming discs. They struggle to even move in Earth's gravity. Their bodies evolved for a dying, low-gravity world, but their weakness in body is nothing. Nothing compared to their technology, because moments later, they build something that turns them from pitiful to apocalyptic. The tripods, three-legged war machines, taller than buildings, striding across the countryside on metal legs. Mounted on them, the heat ray, a weapon that turns flesh and stone alike into ash in seconds. This is the moment the story shifts, from science fiction curiosity into full-blown horror. Entire regiments of the British Army are wiped out in minutes. Nothing humanity has built can even scratch these machines. This isn't a war, it's an extermination. And for the first time in our history, we are the ones being hunted. As the tripods advance toward London, something more disturbing than the invaders themselves comes into focus. Us. Panic spreads faster than the invasion. People trample each other, fleeing the city. Strangers turn selfish, even cruel. The moment survival is on the line. This isn't just an alien invasion story. It's a question. How thin is civilization? Really? How many days of terror does it take before we stop being polite and start being animals? Humanity throws everything it has at the Martians' dot and loses. Every weapon fails. Every army falls. It looks like the end. And then, the invaders die anyway. Not from any human weapon. From something so small, we never even think about it. Bacteria, Earth's germs harmless to us, after millions of years of evolution, are lethal to bodies that have never encountered them. The Martians are undone by the smallest life on Earth, the mightiest invasion force in the solar system, killed by a cold. This book was written in the middle of the British Empire's peak, at a time when Britain was the one invading and colonizing others. Some scholars believe the entire story is a mirror. What if the most powerful nation on Earth had to feel, just once, what it's like to be the powerless ones? That's why, more than 125 years later, the War of the Worlds isn't just remembered as a story about aliens, it's remembered as a warning about power, about arrogance, and about how fragile our place at the top of the food chain really is.